Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Haiku China. We are in our grand final of WSG. The difference is $500,000, 800,000 for the winner, 300,000, a measly 300,000 for second place. It is somewhat ridiculous. Fnatic have taken themselves their opponent's map choice of Cobblestone, and well, now they have to try and turn things around on Inferno.
What would you do if you had 800,000, Tom? What's the plan? First thing that comes to mind.
Probably buy a house.
Buy a house, all right.
Yeah, probably just something fairly boring. Why? What would you do?
Really conservative.
What would you do? I'm somewhat interested. It's going to be something weird, isn't it?
I think I would. I would probably. I'd probably do half the events I do now. And then I'd go and do like a course in philosophy at the university or something.
I thought you were going to say like upgrade the simulation or something so that we can stop seeing.
That's
like,
how I do it. I have to figure it out first, you know.
You have to make yourself smarter so it's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if I'd be smarter. I think it'd just be interesting. Just be good use of time, you know. I don't know. Maybe I don't actually know. I feel like now that I have more money than I did when I was 15,
Not that surprising.
Which isn't surprising, I suppose. But like, I just feel like I never actually have time to spend any of it. So I just travel all the time. It's kind of like, it's really sad, isn't it?
Well, hopefully the players will have a little bit more time. Obviously,
no, but they won't. That's the problem.
They might take a vacation, or someone might be removed from a team, and then they'll have some extra time.
I wonder. We'll ask them, whichever team it is. It's obviously Fnatic that end up winning the first map.
Yeah, on Cobblestone. To be fair, losing both pistols, that we had some crazy rounds coming out from Letcro. Definitely on fire so far today. And I feel like, okay, there was a round or two from like Zontares. Calyx looked pretty quiet all the way through, and it was more Engine and Paz putting up the big numbers for Space Soldiers, which this is not the day you want them to go quiet. This is not the day you want your stars to be missing from the battle because, well, Fnatic are just going to punish you for it. And the fact is, we didn't even have to see too much from Crims, who has been sort of the high firepower like man for this team over the last few months. And going on to Inferno, I think there could be problems if Space Soldiers don't step up.
Yeah, because Fnatic were looking pretty good. Flusher doing his thing. Letcro, obviously, way on top. He's literally called Olaf's son as well, so you know he's going to be good. It was meant to be. Hard to deal with, isn't it? Yeah, I think overall just a good, solid performance. They looked in control of that game. Yeah. And on the second map here, I mean, yeah, I think they're going to be hard to deal with.
Well, yeah, we saw them obviously play versus MVP on this map already. Wasn't really the same sort of caliber of match, but at the same time, they just looked so confident. JW was taking fights with the AWP almost every single round on the CT side. He was going back to that almost old style of just like, okay, if you die, we'll just play as a four-man core anyway. You're just allowed to do your own thing, like pushing through Molotovs into apps to try and find that opening pick, having the peek down middle. Like, he was all over the map versus MVP, and they just did not know how to deal with it. Now, although I would say versus Space Soldiers, he may be a little bit more reserved, just by the way they've been playing so far. Like, I remember the round where like Flusher was just going for no scopes over towards long to just try and get one of those final kills. They didn't look like they were afraid of Space Soldiers at all. First 4 or 5 rounds, JW decided he was just using a P90 on long, and I think if there's that level of disrespect all the way through this game, Space Soldiers are going to be in real trouble because that's where Fnatic really can shut teams down.
It really feels like that is step one to beating Fnatic, is making them respect you first. And then you can play a normal game, and even that's going to be difficult. So, yeah, definitely not easy. I think we got everybody on the server now. That's good news. I've got an idea in the meantime. If I had 800,000, maybe what I would try and do is invent a new umbrella, because it's been pointed out to me recently that umbrellas just haven't made any progress in terms of technology for like a very long time, and there's obviously nothing that they don't.
So are you going to invent it yourself, or are you going to pay someone else to invent it?
Probably a bit of both. Just do some research and figure out new technology that can work. You know?
Maybe make one that when you click it in, that doesn't just like break after a while.
Yeah, that's one problem.
Or that turns inside out as well when
Also,
it's windy.
once the umbrella is wet, like you just carry like wet stuff around.
You could have
with
it so it like spins.
Yeah,
and
that
then
could
it
work.
shakes all the water off.
I mean, we put LEDs on everything else, so why not an LED umbrella? Look kind of cool.
That might already exist.
It almost certainly will, but I'm just saying, it's been standing still for a while. There's this guy I follow who's been annoyed at it, so I thought, you know, that could be good. That could be a good use of time right there.
Would you rename it to something other than Umbrella?
You'd come up with a brand name, wouldn't you? You know, something that sounds cool. I'm guessing umbrella it must be from the Latin umbra, which I think means like something like protection or something like that.
You're asking the wrong person. I'm an ignorant Brit. I speak one language.
Someone Google it. I swear it's Latin. I obviously don't know either, but I'm just connecting what I know from other sources. So I can't back it up really.
Here we go though. Enough about umbrellas. It's a sunny, shiny day on Inferno.
Yeah, it is.
I like how you looked up as if you could tell we're inside an arena.
Listen, it is really sunny outside. It's ridiculously hot here. Space Soldiers and Fnatic here. Second map of the Grand Finals, and already running into a little bit of trouble here at Banana. Grenades and jumping. It's very dangerous to jump behind that wall when the USP's on the other side. And they're going to push in, finding Engine alone. Santaris quick with the return, but there's JW. That leaves Major alone. So every single Space Soldiers player that has gone down, no one's been there to sort of return the fight. They've sort of had to fight separately, it seems, and that's not always great. 4 versus 3 now.
Yeah, Lecro has been holding over towards this A site in case there's been any rotations back. And well, if the T's go through middle, there's actually 2 players here. A nice read from the CT side. They've at least got this one right, and there's definitely a chance to trade, but the smoke will hold them out of the site. Quickly going to be able to cross towards to try and get that bomb plant. Paz tries to fight them alone. He's doing a bit of damage, but gets taken down in the end, and now Calyx has to try and fade back, maybe get a kill, because he needs to wait for his teammate.
Yeah, and Major very far away from the action. They're not going to have very much time when they get close to this. He's actually even taken a long route in, so I feel like so much time has already passed in just getting into position for this retake that they might just be looking for exits almost. Like, there's almost no chance they can run onto the bomb site now and actually go for a full 10-second defuse. So instead, maybe save the armor. Space Soldiers not with the most exciting pistol round here. And Major trying to stay alive. The chicken actually chasing him down as well, it seems. He's going to get Lecro, though. Not bad.
Yeah, they can at least keep their Kevlar and buy some upgraded pistols behind it going into this next one, especially when on this map specifically you want to maybe save a little bit of extra money going into your buy round. Make sure that you can have all that extra utility and basically stop the pushes.
I almost feel like that pistol round, the setup that they had at the B bomb site must have been designed for people to chase Santaris, and then Engine would have been in the corner by the sandbags, and then if they keep pushing, then Major is there. So there's like, there's all the time one more person as you run into the bomb site that you have to deal with. But because Fnatic don't actually take the bait, then it doesn't work, you know?
Yeah, they don't chase down Zantares. They instantly take down the other man, then they never even push towards Major at all. Well, we've got the force by him. Paz actually saving, so maybe we're going to have the AWP picked up onto him. JW already finding an opener. One of the rifle players. More of a stack over towards this A site with rotations being held just in case they do look to double back. Lecro has caught another in the meantime. Calyx does manage one, but still the T side firmly in control of this round. Major, can he do anything hiding on the site? Are they going to check it? Not quite, but eventually Golden's there. And Engine, while left on the other side of the map, he was the one defender. The only thing I do question, JW, he's only got 10 HP and an AK.
Yeah, want to be careful. He's actually heard the steps already, so he knows that Engine is down here somewhere. And backup is being called for. Dangerous to give up this AK-47 if he goes for the hunt, but I guess his teammates are closing in. Oh, and he's going to get dropped. Crim's right around the corner to steal the AK back, so not really the end of the world. Second round for Fnatic here, and Space Soldier's going to have to save one more time, obviously.
Yeah, just try and make sure that they can get all they need going into the next round. It is, of course, a decent chance for Fnatic to make some extra money. We'll see if they do buy up any more SMGs. Flush are actually just going to play with the Glock. I've actually seen him do this again a couple of times throughout the tournament. Not really much of a problem. The only thing he has to lose is, of course, the armor that he buys up. And there's no risk of him giving anything over to the other side as well. So makes things a lot safer. Aggressive push coming in from the CT side over towards his B side, leaving one man over on the other side. Flusher actually does manage to get the entry with the Glock. As said, he has absolutely nothing left to lose. And in fact, he'll actually be handed the UMP so he can look to try and make some money instead.
Yeah, Calyx and Major here. Just holding on the USPs. Almost no chance that they will inflict any damage. But Fnatic aren't really rushing into anything. Playing it quite carefully and making sure they don't run into any big stacks, which is what you want to see out of a team at this level. Oh, knifing inside of the smoke there for a minute. If he catches Calyx, that's a kill. What's a chance? 3-0, and the first real test here now for Space Soldiers. Coming off of a first map loss, once you pick up those rifles, if you can't win this round, I think all the horror of the first map is going to come back. It's going to start to creep back into the team. I think there's a lot riding on this this fourth round.
Yeah, no, they really need to get themselves off to a good start, especially as you have to consider that last time Space Soldiers won both pistols and still ended up losing the map. Now they've already lost the first pistol, and the T-side can very easily spiral out of control, especially when there's sort of limitations to utility. Force buys definitely not as effective on this map as many others. Well, T-side, they're going to go for a little bit of a bonus. They've kept Flusher on that UMP. Other than that, everybody else will have rifles. Paz does buy up the AWP in the end, and they're just going to be playing the sort of classic arch side position with the availability to just fall back. As for now, the T's seem to just be waiting for any further aggression to come out from Space Soldiers.
They each have one kill, Space Soldiers, but that's in the first 3 rounds, so it means they haven't really managed to put that much pressure on the Fnatic team. This is the round to do it. Limited utility left for Fnatic, so they can't throw any really big fakes anymore. They sort of have to commit to the next push, you almost assume. One smoke there on Major, and that's pretty much it for Space Soldiers. No Molotovs or anything else. Bit of aggression coming out there for Santaris. Engine flashing his way in. He's going to pick up 1 kill, but now he's alone on the site. Backup is being called for. There should be a smoke to block off that AWP, so a lot of trouble for Engine. They're all around him, and he's only going to get the 1 kill. Bomb will go down.
And now the retake will have to begin for the CT side. They've got themselves the kit at least. Not a whole lot of utility. No incendiaries to clear out a lot of these angles that will be held. Smoke off onto Banana, but that Crow can still get vision if they go to actually cross towards the site itself. Calyx seems to be aware of this spray going through, but none of the bullets connecting. And actually, it's a quick trade early on. Spray down from JW. It's left all onto Crims, and Crims has no trouble winning themselves a 4th round. Not going to save the AWP, but won't be needing it into this next one, as it will just be some more pistols for the CT side.
I'm really fascinated by Jumpy sort of collecting those fist bumps all the way through. Seems like very routine. He's not giving up on any of them either. Must get it. Not really the best start here for our Turkish friends. Struggling a bit early on Inferno. It really is not easy retaking the B bomb site. Once the bomb is down, you lost control. Oh no. Everyone flashed. Centaurus will go down. What happens next? There's nobody in a position to really do anything. They are stacked 2 on B, 2 on A, and they don't have any utilities. So very hard to imagine that they could hold on to either bomb site. Like wherever Fnatic go, they're probably going to have a pretty easy time of it.
Yeah, these are sort of rounds where I'd much rather see sort of like a gamble setup. Just put 4 players in one spot or try and take some portion of the map. Nice shot from Calyx, though. Will at least deck JW. So a little bit of a push from Golden. Actually, he's alone with an AK, so if he goes down, that could be a wonderful save. The problem is now Calyx, well, he's got to try and do everything alone. He's already lost to the site, and as you said, it will be quite an easy round. But yeah, there's that AK save. I would much rather see someone like Flusher going on these like aggressive pushes around the map, because he has a Mac 10, has the chance to make more money, and also a lot less to lose.
I agree. A little bit of a silly misstep. See if it comes back to bite them. I mean, that 1 AK could have an impact later on. You know what really needs LEDs? I think toothbrushes do.
Why? What, so you can see into your mouth while you're brushing them?
You're just brushing your teeth isn't that much fun anyway, you know? So just maybe you could have like...
I think it should play like jazz music.
Jazz music? Would that get you in like the right rhythm?
Well, yeah, because
I'm not going to go do the movement because there is a camera in front of that move. But I'm just like, maybe the LEDs could like, you know, make sure you sort of like do it to the right rhythm or something. It could kind of work out. Like I think we're onto something here.
Again, I have a feeling that this probably already exists somewhere. Maybe Korea.
Yeah, that does seem to be like the home of LEDs, right?
The home of LEDs, home of tech, and also probably home of pointless tech, such as LED toothbrushes.
I'm disappointed you say that, Tom. Paz is going to be falling back around the corner really quickly after taking a shot. He keeps trying for that top-mid duel, and I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't like CT challenging that position. I don't think it's worth it. I think most of the time you're going to run into trouble. But at least he has not died, so I think that's the most likely outcome, actually, of trying to take that fight. Oh, there's a good fight, though. Calyx going to win one. Engine goes down on the other side, though. The bomb is all the way back at T-Ramp.
Yeah, the T's have been waiting sort of very late into these rounds to actually retrieve the bomb. They're much more happy to just work these opening picks. Zontara is going to be somewhat alone on this site. He does have help from Arch, or from Library, sorry, from the AWP, but if he goes down, the site pretty much falls without him. Now, he is normally a man that you'd want in these sort of catalyst positions, and in fact, the CT side have now rotated a third man over towards this cyber peek on Crims. Takes the instant headshot onto Major. Zontara is looking for some aggression back, spots one, but they'll know exactly where he is and has no real choice but to try and just take a more passive position. 35 seconds left on the clock, and actually the T's, they're going to go back towards B. It's now on to Calyx. 46 HP, an HE, a kit, and his rifle in hand. That's all he's got to try and defend this. The smoke will hold them out for at least a second, and he at least gets himself the opener. The boost over the top lets him know there's at least 2 players here, but he'll eventually fall. Crims has found another. JW goes running through the smoke, and it's 6-0 already to Fnatic. Space Soldiers, they don't have a leg to stand on at the moment.
No, they really don't. And that kind of play from JW, running through the smoke, I mean, even if it's a 1 versus 3, that really kills your mood as well if you're on Space Soldiers thinking, why are they doing that? You know, like, it's so outrageous. Really, really good job. And this kind of a lead early on. It is the T side, and we've seen some pretty big T sides in the past on Inferno. Oh, no. Not the best sign?
No.
The Go TV having a moment. I'm sure it'll be right back. Oh, there is a bit of an audience here.
Not in the VIP section. I think the VIP section, you get your own juice.
Yeah. Have you tried the juice yet?
Wasn't it like tea, sort of?
I don't know.
So, wait, you haven't tried it then?
No.
Oh, I have.
Oh, I've tried the little
Mints.
The little mints. They're good.
I know. This is just like it's sort of like cartoned iced tea sort of stuff.
All right.
I'm not a big fan of tea, so it doesn't really work for me. I like bubble tea though. It's a little bit different though. It's not quite the same thing. I think you should try it. Live on stream.
Live on stream. Listen, we'll work on that. We'll figure it out.
I'll have to find you a straw from somewhere. Because there don't seem to be any on the ones that we have on the desk.
Oh.
We do have an abundance of mints, though.
I keep, because I've been having a little bit of a cough throughout this event, so the mints have been saving me, actually, which I'm thankful for.
I think the only English on this whole carton is just them telling you where to put the straw.
Oh, yeah. That's very helpful. That's maybe the one thing that you wouldn't need any guidance for, but
no.
But I accept it nonetheless.
It doesn't, not what's in it.
Oh, I was going to come back to us.
There you go.
I was just about to have one of these mints, which is...
I was just trying to find out if it would actually tell me what's in the tea.
No.
But yeah, obviously having some server problems at the moment. Not the best of starts. It's kind of difficult to really say too much about what's going on in the game, as it's just they're getting run over by Fnatic at the moment. Lots of very aggressive pushes.
Yeah, in the meantime, we can come up with new products that we can put LEDs on. I feel like that's a good game. what?
I think keys.
Keys?
Yeah, but like it needs to have a wireless switch so that I can turn on the light when I've lost my keys.
What if it just responded to like a snap? Like you could recognize that sound and then it blinks or lights
Yeah,
up.
but that means if I ever like clap my hands, my keys will just start flashing.
Yeah, but how often do you do that, really?
I do. I give myself a round of applause like on a daily basis, Anders. Like it makes me feel good about myself. No, I don't do that. Everybody, could you imagine that? Just sitting to yourself, just going.
I'm sure.
A pat on the back. Too.
Aren't there always people claiming that if you force yourself to smile, then you will be happy eventually?
Yeah, I feel like that sort of does work though. When you smile, you
just. Turns out your brain is really not that clever after all, and it's just like, oh, guess we're happy then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it works that way. Yeah, try it out if you want at home.
The Joker seemed pretty happy. He
Yeah.
was forced to smile at all times.
Yeah, that's a good point.
He did also do terrible things though, so maybe there's some sort of link to that too.
Yeah, you could try that too if you're up for it. See if that's the source.
I would not suggest that.
Well, I'm just saying it's a scientific thing at this point. Golden stood up, which is always it's a terrible sign, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is this where he walks off the stage and Exist just walks in and
that would be
takes
like just the music starts playing.
Yeah.
Tag team. Like it'd be like one of those sort of like fighting game tournaments where you can tag like in someone else.
WWE type thing where suddenly.
And then like all those fans who've been wanting Woxic to join Space Soldiers will just get rewarded as he'll join. And it'll be like the switch out. Or it could be like, what was it? The major where they had this sort of show match and Woxic would walk up and then just like Sean Gares, he'd just be like, nah, I don't want to play for you, and then walk away.
That'd be nice. Woxic is quite good actually, so maybe if this particular Space Soldiers lineup doesn't work out in the future, there's a...
Well, that's always been the sort of like rumored with that team, or like a lot of like sort of Turkish fans have always been wanting him in there. And I can see why. He's a ridiculous talent, but at the same time, there's been quotes from like Major in the past saying he doesn't necessarily want to have a sort of dedicated AWPer in the team. Like it's sort of the same that what we have with Fnatic in a way. Like they are the one team that's always just been like, okay, we can play AWP. Like there's plenty of players on this roster who can pick up an AWP, but if they don't need it, then why bother? Or if it's not working.
Yeah, I think that right now they're doing fine having a loose configuration in that sense. Like, it's working for them anyway. A bunch of people can AWP on this team if they need it. I'm not sure what the issue is. What are they playing around with?
I don't know. I like how this has just descended into watch Fnatic. And it's like observation.
They are playing some sort of game, but it's not entirely clear what it is. I don't know any traditional Swedish games
that involve just a box.
I mean,
it does really show the difference of the two teams, though. Like, they are completely sat deep in thought, focused, look like they're discussing a few things, and then on the other side, Fnatic are playing with a box.
Yeah.
It sort of says a lot about the series, doesn't it?
It does sort of feel that way, doesn't it? They're just happy to take a timeout, play around. Space Soldiers worried and a little while longer about how they can get back in the game, really.
Well, it seemed like, I thought the rule was always that you weren't allowed to talk. So do they just have to sign language what game they're going to be playing with the box?
I don't know if that rule applies here.
Well, either that or they're very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Because they are not saying a word. Although, I suppose surely that rule can just be broken by them typing instead.
Maybe. I mean,
Does the rule? I don't know whose rule set that was. Was that Valve?
yeah, I think they they changed the coaching rules, right? So
Does it say anywhere
and
you
the
can't
timeout rules.
type?
I think you can't. I'm assuming. You
I'm
can't.
looking for loopholes. Can you signal via LED?
Yeah, maybe.
Morse code.
I tried to learn Morse code once.
How did that go?
I got bored really quickly.
I thought you were gonna like tap. It went well, like into the table or something.
No, I think SOS is as far as I got, and then I just got bored after that.
Well, I feel like unless you own a boat, it's not really that useful to you.
I don't know. What if? Maybe it's not useful to you. But what if someone else is trying to? What if somebody else is on a boat, and you have to receive the Morse code to help them?
It's therefore for being on a boat.
Just leave them be.
And not having some sort of other communication device other than Morse code. If you're getting on a boat and that's your only form of communication, I don't care what's wrong. You deserve what you get.
I feel like that's a scenario that could happen. You know,
You'd be better off holding up a big sign with what you want written on it.
What if a building fell on you and you were trapped in the debris, and then you had to sort of bang on something for people to hear you, and it was like you had to Morse code.
In that situation, what does that mean? Like my vocal cords have just somehow broken?
No, you're like under 30,
why can
30 meters of building.
Why can they hear me like? Yeah, but either I'm dead, or how am I hitting something with enough force that I can move my arm, but that I don't know how they'd hear that over the sound of me shouting.
I think they could, like
a
steel
gong,
pipe or something.
A gong was just next to me at the time of the building falling down. Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I feel like you're clutching at straws here a little bit. A building fell on me. It was in a gong shop, and I had to.
Could also make the argument that no matter whether you Morse or not, they're probably going to show up if you start banging on stuff.
Yes.
But maybe they'll be quicker if you Morse that you're in a lot of trouble. Like,
and you've got to hope that they also speak Morse code and just happen to know it off the top of their head and don't need like some sort of written.
Yeah. Maybe there's something else there that could be
some LED device maybe.
You could really easily, I think, make an LED Morse translator. Like I think that would be possible. Maybe it could be on like a cap or something, you know? Put on your head and then it's got like little LED band going around with Morse code on. Translates whatever people say.
I feel like that'd be cool, but at the same time, probably completely useless.
Maybe, yeah,
a bit
quite
like the umbrella as well. I feel like there's a running trend.
Listen, you've got was it Thomas Edison that made 1,000 different light bulbs before he got it right? I feel like.
Yeah, but you're trying to improve things that don't need lights with lights. It's sort of like there's some things that don't need to be improved. It's like one of the examples, the first time I was in China, they had heated seats on the toilet. Now, that didn't make me feel good because whenever a seat that I sat on was warm, all that makes me think is that someone else has just been there.
Now, I have actually seen toilets with LEDs in them, which I think
Where? Is this just at your house that you've just made yourself?
See, no, but I Googled it because I was curious, and it does exist. So,
why were you Googling LED toilet?
Listen, the game is back live again. We should just focus on that. It's a rather long explanation. So 6-0 right now. Space Soldiers struggling here at the Grand Finals, and they will have a buy. It's not really the best of buys, but at least they have some Molotovs as well, so maybe they could buy some more time off Fnatic's clock. Very common setup that they've got going on right now. Holding top mid with 3 players, 1 from Arch, 2 from Quad. See how long they're going to stick around. A couple of grenades in, trying to fall back already. So, and right around the corner with a grenade in his hand. Kind of impressive that he got the 1 killed.
Yeah, surprising even. And considering he was the only man that didn't have a rifle, that's not the worst trade. Nice shot from Zontaras. Will at least turn things back into their favor for now. In the meantime, we've seen a push coming out from Flusher. Just getting around the edge of this smoke and actually finds a gap in it, allowing them complete control. In fact, there's nobody on this B site. Deep smoke even goes in. This is something you only really see in like retake servers, just being able to get this much control. And I feel like the CT side may even just have to fall back.
Especially after that grenade. Really well done. You got to appreciate as well how quickly Lecro picked up the bomb and threw it back. Like, he was so fast so that the rest of his team could pick it up. So, really good job. That's 7-0. My God, what's happening?
Fnatic setting themselves up to take back-to-back tournaments.
Yeah, how much did they win in Katowice? Does anyone know?
Well,
Can anyone find out?
Wasn't the total prize pool like 500?
Yeah, so how much would they have? I don't know.
I would say, if I was going to guess, I'd say 300.
That means, so probably they've made over $1 million in just the span of.
Oh, yeah,
this
because it would have been more than 50% surely going to the winner. So yeah, they've definitely made, if they win, they've definitely made more than $1 million.
Ooh. Not bad for a couple of months' work.
I wouldn't mind if they want a 6th member, or 7th, I suppose. They've got their coach.
It's just an unbelievable amount of LEDs you can buy with that much money.
That's true. CT side, they have managed to get themselves a much better buy into this one, obviously saving the majority of their weapons in the last. Of course, 7-0 in favor of Fnatic, setting up towards Banana once again. Sontaras is waiting on the other side. No AWP this time, and from the T's perspective, it seems that they're just pushing all over the map at the moment, looking for openers. Instead, they'll meet Paz and meet their demise instead, but it's a very quick trade back through the smoke, of course. But Major will go aggressive and grab another.
And this is where Space Soldiers need to find some way to calm themselves down. Because now they have the lead. They have the 4 versus 3. They don't need to take any more risks in doing any fights. Just set up for... Yeah. Well, him and Kalik should be playing together, and then Paz and Engine should be playing at least in positions where they can help each other out. Major sneaking into the middle, getting himself killed. And now a 3-on-3. Really feels like more of a general breakdown here on the Space Soldiers side. Bomb is on the other side, so Flusher's just buying time right now. And that does leave Calix alone in that corner. Gets the spray on one. Great double as well. Very, very important. That's the first round on the board for Space Soldiers.
Yeah, now their safety net of the loss bonus is gone. They can buy an AWP if they want, but actually just going to stick with the straight rifles, and so will the T side, who have still got quite a bulk of bank, even though they've lost the round, and they will be able to buy even into the next one, even if they lose that too. CT side, however, will be struggling far more in that scenario. Be interested to see if Fnatic opt to pick up the pace a little bit, maybe catch them off guard. Once again, banana control is going to be a point of contention. CT side haven't really gone too aggressive on this point of the map. A lot of it has been very passive holds over towards banana, and I feel like that might be more just... I always worry that they fear Fnatic a little too much.
There are some teams that just don't quite know how to do that. Like, they don't quite know how to get the right grenades down, or they lose too many of the early fights and then they just never fight for it again. But it helps Fnatic a lot. Like, if Fnatic have to use one Molotov or something to get top banana control, that's great. Like, because they get to use those grenades later on. Oh, great. That's a late retake of top banana. Sontaras hanging around the edge of the smoke, going to get himself killed. Molotov goes out. Segments the push coming in. Nice double from Engine. Make it a triple. Shutting down Golden. Leaves Flusher. He's flashed as well, and Engine will pick it up. Nice quad kill coming out of him.
Great round from Engine. Utility used well to slow down the push, and it was needed, because Sontaras, the aggressive push he made, completely fails, and if Engine doesn't double up there, they pretty much have full control of the side. The rotation was coming in, but yeah, an individual play. There's the Molotov also holding back Flusher, and in the end, some utility help comes in. 2 to 7, a couple strung together for Space Soldiers, so they will start to build up a little bit of economy. Once again, some early utility usage from both teams, but the same scenario. Fnatic will be handed banana control.
I'm getting worried about Engine playing that orange box in B that many rounds in a row. I feel like that can backfire. If they take top banana and Molotov that and new boxes, where is he going to go? That's not going to get him killed. I don't know if Fnatic necessarily know, but he has been playing at pretty much every single round in this game.
A bit of a up in that smoke. Will be a couple of players actually on short for CT side. A little bit of a bait and switch with Calyx available if needed. Now, of course, the T side after this round will have actually started to run out of money a bit, so a chance for Space Soldiers to bounce back in this half. Of course, 7 rounds on the T side really isn't anything to shake a stick at, but here we go. Push through. Major will spot one, but it's Paz this time who wakes up. Triple for him. Crims quickly responds with a couple of his own, but now it's all left onto Flusher. He does have control of the bomb, but only 30 seconds remaining. By the looks of it, after they clear out short, he may just look to try and go through apps.
I mean, with this little time left, how do you even make anything happen? Maybe if he could jump down unnoticed and get the bomb down, but that grenade is going to signal his movement in. 10 seconds now. And Flusher trying to make his way across. Not going to work out. Will go down. Nice pickup for Space Soldiers. 3rd round in a row for them here. It's good news. Finally cutting the economy out from under Fnatic.
Yeah, such an important part of Inferno. It's not only not allowing the Ts to just continually rebuy, but also making sure that you have economy yourself, which the CTs now have starting to build up. And a couple of big plays coming in can also get the blood pumping a little bit. Engine and Paz both having multi-frag rounds. Quick push is going to be coming in towards this banana spot, but this time Engine is there to challenge. However, only pistols for Fnatic, but we saw in the last map, we've seen all the way through the tournament, Fnatic have been able to make these buys work.
Yeah, often at times where it seems like the opponent is just about to sort of get the upper hand or at least get back in the game. Don't want to underestimate them at all. Santaris almost with a grenade in hand. Engine standing strong, and there's Santaris coming in with a couple of kills to help his teammates out, so it's going to be a nice shutdown in this round. Crims hoping for a kill, but not getting it. Good return here for the Turkish team. Now 4-7. It is not too late for them to bring it back in this first half. If they can get up to like 6-ish rounds, I think they're going to be in a position where they can at least start to make it happen. Like I think from that you can come back.
Yeah, they've got plenty of money as well in their accounts, so they'll at least have the chance for a couple of rebuys if things do go wrong. The Ts will purchase up themselves. Control into middle, maybe expecting some aggression. The first few rounds we did see Paz actually going aggressive with that AWP, but hasn't gone for much more. Zontares looking to go for a bit of a solo play. Flashbang's good, but it only gets one. Quick trade back for the T side. Flusher takes down Zontares. I am liking the fact that we're seeing a little bit more confidence from Space Soldiers, though, to go for these sort of aggressive plays. And Engine has been excellent over towards this B site. It's just going to be playing more of a spotting role, however, just to make sure that if the smokes do come in, he can opt to call for a rotation. CT side on the A side, at least, fairly passive, but look at a flash out Paz and not spot anybody, and because of that, you may wonder if he should fade away. Instead, peeks once more and gives them another man advantage.
Not bad at all. Calyx, though, will go down. Lecro, patient, up in the apartments. Waiting now for Paz to show up, and he's going to get that angle too. A lot of damage, and this is a big problem. Paz trying to see if he can get in and try and hold the bomb side, but Fnatic should be right on him. Backup is coming in soon, though. Grenade, is it good? It lands right at the feet of Crims, and the follow-up Molotov. Oh no, lands right in the smoke. That's a bit of a shame. Fnatic waiting in front. Flusher going to get a headshot on one. Paz spraying furiously, but he's one bullet away from being gone. And there's the kill. Crims will take him down now, one-on-one with 15 seconds. Engine saved him a couple of times, but this time he's going to go down. Triple from Flusher instead. And Fnatic bring it back now with 8 rounds. That's not bad at all. All right. The 1.6 screen going on. I like it.
Singing chicken.
Yeah. That's confusing, isn't it?
8-4. T-side actually going to be the ones taking a big hit in this round, considering they won the round. They're the ones with a far worse buy in this scenario. Almost identical start to the round coming out from Space Soldiers over towards that B side of the map every time, but this time a double up in apartments. Won't spot anything just yet, however, Lekro will be coming that way. He's got the Deagle in hand and has been renowned for his Deagle play on this team. Won't spot anybody out, although Paz does make his move. The initial aggression from the CT side will not net anything.
No, Fnatic unable to find an opening, which, given the weaponry and the utility, they sort of need. A very, very defensive round from Space Soldiers. Major starting to push up to the corner of Arch and would like a bit of information if he could. He's going to turn the corner and I think not see anybody, so that's a bit of a giveaway actually. Fnatic were just here and sort of throwing grenades and everything else, getting the kill on Lekro. Fnatic probably have to get into this B-bomb side right away because now the reinforcements started to get here. They need to move quick on the Swedish side, otherwise they're simply going to run out of time. Engine picking off one and they're still not really speeding up here. Fnatic maybe a bit too slow for their own good, and Santaris picking up a good couple of kills. Yeah,
8-5, and definitely look like they're going to start dragging this one back. The T's only had one player surviving in the previous round, so money-wise, they are absolutely stuffed. And with only a couple of rounds left in the half, you have to wonder whether they will actually just opt to force on both of them. Obviously, just got to wait and see on their decision. No, they're going to go for the flat eco. They did have a little bit to spare. And of course, on the other side of things, CTs have exactly what they desire.
Yeah, it should be a 6th round. Maybe even a 7th if things start to really get rolling here for Space Soldiers. That would be exciting. Oh my god.
Was that a full damage nade? Was he already tagged? Because I think it has to hit you to get the kill, right?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see any damage on him, so just might have been the touchdown.
T-side not really expecting anything from this round. Kill doesn't have any value in terms of taking anything away. It could net an extra nade or so. Major picking off the remaining players, and another flawless round from Space Soldiers. 6-8. Definitely a decent comeback in this half. What was it, 6-0 down?
Yeah, I think very respectable. I sort of brought this up earlier on Cobblestone, but a team like Space Soldiers, you want to see that they have that ability as a team. Yeah. It's really, there's a lot of work to be done if the games you win without much opposition. And as you know, like the problem is, as soon as you start to lose, you have to find a way to come back. There's no way you can make it into the top sort of 5 or 6. That's a nice shot. Got to be able to make comebacks too.
Yeah, they brought up a couple of AWPs in this round just to sort of juggle them around and leave them at portions of the map. Flusher actually gets past, and there's Lekro to take the head off of Zontara's Engine. May have to do this all on his own, and the T's know that there's not going to be that many players here. Engine, same position, but he's still getting the frags at the moment, but they know where he is and will overwhelm him, leaving just 2 players remaining for the CT side. Major over on the other side of the map, maybe waiting for some sort of flank, but the fact is, it's not coming.
No, and the fact that they know that now means they're retaking 2 versus 4. Obviously round number 15 here, so they just have to go for it. Fnatic Fnatic a very tough opponent here in the first half. Good couple of kills. I think Fnatic are just thinking, listen, there's no way they can do this anyway. Grenade on one. Calyx now right around the corner, and Crims hiding inside. He's going to go for it, and Calyx picks up the kill. The triple, and is there going to be time? I think there just might be. Oh my god, what a massive giveaway for Fnatic. 4 versus 2, and they just decide it's already won, boys. Let's just go and have a grand old time. That's not what you want to do.
No, they're already playing with the box. That's all you can say. Like they're maybe getting a little bit too overconfident. Like we saw it sort of in the pause time after the technical, and that actually seemed to be somewhat of a turnaround for Space Soldiers, taking that time to calm themselves down.
Yeah.
Whereas Fnatic clearly having a bit more fun with it, and they managed to turn this half from one that looked over, like it completely over, to one that now really isn't that bad at all.
That's very upsetting if you're Fnatic. Smoke and a Molotov now on Space Soldiers as we lead into the second half here. Second map of the Grand Finals, and flusha rushing down towards Banana, looking for a kill, but he's going to get overrun. Still 2 people waiting on the bomb side. Let's see if they're ready for this. Space Soldiers easily taking down Lecro, and Golden hiding in the corner. Santaris is going to take 1 more kill, looking for the last. There's the quad, and that's a huge win for Space Soldiers.
Every game.
Every game.
There's always a quad kill for Santaris. Great pistol round coming out from Space Soldiers, and well, now let's see if they can break the force by. Of course, they won both pistols in the previous map, losing the game in the end. They lost the first pistol, but actually put up a reasonable half in the end with the streak that they had. The question is, can they kick this off with the start that they desire? CT side actually playing 2 players over towards Arch at the moment. There's going to be multiple Ts coming in that direction. Crims, more of the bait and switch for Zontaris with another instant headshot as he peeks around. He is one of the players that we were looking to sort of step up from the previous map, and well, if he's awoken, maybe there is a chance. The Space Soldiers can take us over to a third map. Lecro here with a dig, but Paz defends his teammate. Doesn't allow for that other AK to go down, and there's now only 1 player on this site. Crims hits the dink, but won't get the kill.
I think you could tell that Santaris was not having a good time on the B-bomb side. Like a lot of the time he was being a bit too aggressive, and he was not feeling very confident in that side. So a lot more chance for him to do stuff here on the second half. I think he's going to be more active, probably. Bomb plant. Space Soldiers about to be in the lead, and 9-8. Hard to say what the significance is of losing that last round for Fnatic, but I mean, if there is, like we brought up earlier, $500,000 difference between finishing first and second, so not the
cool 100 cage.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not exactly where you want to be playing roulette, is it?
No. T side will take themselves the next round flawlessly at that, so plenty of money going to be made up for them. CT's trying to save some remaining pistols towards the end of the round, but won't be able to. So looking like there's a chance for them to pick up another few kills with these SMGs and just earn up such a huge amount of cash already. Now, we didn't really see any sort of money saved for Fnatic, so going into their first buy round, they are going to have some limitations.
I think we talked about this earlier, how earlier in this tournament, it sort of feels like some of the games Fnatic have, even when they've been looking questionable, suddenly they just sort of decide, okay, let's just win.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm worried about right now, is when they get rifles again, just how aggressive are they going to be, and are Space Soldiers going to be ready? Fnatic strikes me as a team that probably will take that fight on Banana.
Yeah, I wouldn't be overly surprised. Obviously, it's stacked over towards the A side of the map, and well, now just looking to try and clean up those remaining players. Lecro will at least get one, which in all honesty could be an extra smoke, flashbang, or if he's close, maybe a kit. The other team, of course, making some money with the SMGs. See if they'll keep that Mac-10 into the next round. Wouldn't be overly surprised. You can expect the CT side not to have too much in terms of head armor. In fact, only 2 people will have it in play. Flush are going to drop down to a UMP, and well, now we get to see whether or not there is going to be a resurgence from Fnatic. 2 rounds down, grand final, their map choice, and we're going to have the return from Space Soldiers.
Yeah, they actually won 7-0, I just noticed, in the first half. So from 7-0 into 10-8. That's not really okay. It's pretty far from okay.
There we go, the Major looking for some initial aggression. Smoke actually going to hit him, so that will give the sound cue over to the CT side that somebody's there. Nade. Oh, there's a grand total of 1 damage.
Worth
$300 well spent, especially when you look at how much utility they've got left, already down to just 5 grenades, a couple of smokes. Incendiary onto Flusher. He's going to be playing over towards that B side, so I do think it's more Integra that he is the man with the majority of the utility. But hey, look at the T's, and they are just waiting patiently, maybe expecting some aggression out, knowing that the CT side may start to get a little bit desperate, because they don't have that stopping power, and well, it really has become very limited now.
Under a minute, in fact, down to 40 seconds. Smoke gonna go off, but this is a bit of a distraction right now. About to pick up the bomb is Calyx, and let's see if they actually want to try and go for this B bomb side. They need to make up their minds. That kill from Crims is so big. They don't hear or see anybody else in the middle, so they should start to rotate people over to this B-bomb side. Only 20 seconds. Molotov is so incredibly well timed. They have to respect it. They must wait on the other side, and as they do, they're simply going to be too low on the clock here. 12 seconds, charging through. JW getting a kill, but they need a bomb plant, and they need it right now.
No, all he has to do is survive, and oh, okay. Bomb comes in. Calyx actually does get himself a kill. The player next to him is so very low. That's a 2nd kill for Calyx already. Styling a little bit here. There's still 2 more players to deal with, but even just bringing the economy low, this was somewhat of a bonus round. Calyx goes for more and actually hits the headshot. He drops 3 players in an impossible position. That really wasn't bad.
Yeah, he should have never made it out alive of that smoke. Like, he should have been dead long before that ever happened. So really well done on him. Fnatic win the round, yes, but that was very expensive, so that makes a huge difference.
Ridiculously costly, and like I said, the T's, they made quite a lot of money when it comes to like all of the SMGs and stuff, so
yeah,
they should have plenty of cash to buy back up, and if they reset Fnatic early on, they could be taking this map away.
That would be something, wouldn't it? It would be Mirage, I believe, as the closing map. I would I quite look forward to that, actually.
Most played map of both of these teams over the last few months.
Yeah, so maybe we could see a really explosive game on that one. 10-9 the scoreline. Major again trying to just walk in, but not going to find anyone. Nice. Santares winning a fight against Flusher. They were trying to double peek down Banana, but unable to connect. They're so... I feel like they need to take a risk right now, Fnatic. Boosting over the smoke. Maybe they could. They already got spotted. Taking a fair bit of damage, too.
Yeah, Major able to just spray through the smoke and get both of these players low. JW kind of has to still play these closer angles because he is just stuck with the UMP. Flashbang will slow down the T's for a little bit longer, but this is all just an elaborate ruse. They've thrown a couple of smokes. Rotation will be going in from JW towards this B site, and the smoke is holding them out for at least a little bit longer, but now it is left all onto Golden at the back of the site. Can he hold this off? No, he can't. Instant headshot from Zantares. And even the rotations attempting to be held by Major, saving these weapons is not going to be easy. And as said, this is the monetary problem now for Fnatic.
Definitely a good call there for Space Soldiers. The perfect timing. They knew 2 people were at Arch. They spotted the boost, and they just get into position at B really nicely. And that entry from Santaris count on that at this point, it seems like. He's really, really come back heavily in this game. Now it's just a question of getting the last round. They need 5 more after this one on the Space Soldier side to put us on map number 3.
Of course, we said at the beginning of the series that in terms of map pool, this was a strong one for both teams, but after the first of Cobble, I'm somewhat worried for Space Soldiers, but they're definitely looking much better on this T side and in sort of their resurgence on the CT side towards the end. Now, well, you look at the money for Fnatic, they've kept those 2 AKs, that's something at least, but the rest of the team's money will be dwindling. It's just going to be deagles on every single player, limited in terms of their grenades, singular kit. Come on, you look at the comparison, it's not even close.
Normally around this time, I feel like this is when we would see Fnatic, so like one player from Fnatic just step it up and get like a ridiculous triple deagle headshot or something, you know, like something to just bounce them back in the game. But they really feel very quiet right now, Fnatic. Like, they're sort of going through the motions. You see them sometimes fighting at Banana, but there isn't the same impact that we're used to seeing right now. I wonder if the psychological hit from losing that 2 versus 4 was bigger than maybe it seemed.
Well, yeah, you have to also talk about the fact that like JW is normally sort of probing towards those apartments, and then he's been much more passive on this CT side so far. We haven't seen him really in there at all. And we're sort of seeing similar circumstances to what we saw on the other side, where really the Ts have so much map control without any real congestion, and then they just have the chance to execute onto one of the sites.
Exchange of grenades in the middle. Paz looking to see if he could follow it up. Gonna catch anyone at the corner instead. They've stacked 3 at B, 2 on A. This might be a very good call. Given the setup, the bomb is here. Major is going to be sneaking around. If he can somehow get into CT, that would be huge. But there's Flusher with a headshot on 1. And this position from Lekro can be very powerful. Major taking down JW. Lekro going to get 1 kill. Lining up for the deagle, but he can only get the 1. And now he's in trouble. That grenade is going to end Lekro. And Crims will drop in the meantime. 8 seconds left, but they're going to win the round, Space Soldiers. Nice time to have a grenade there.
Yeah, a great hold as well from Major to just stop any of the rotations. He catches out a couple and doesn't allow for the remaining CTs to make their way on towards that site. There looked like there was a couple of moments there, like with Flusher with the deagle in hand. I was like, okay, maybe he'll get the kills. Then the secondary deagle as well in CT. I was like, okay, maybe that'll be the one that does it. It did just look like one of those positions where Fnatic were going to bounce back. But here we go. The Swedes clearly feeling the pressure. It's been a while since we've actually seen them like get around, like even sort of close to these rounds, and it will be now a tactical pause taken to just try and talk this one over. Of course, as I said, it's their map choice. This time, of course, they don't actually have the money to invest, so it will just be the T's with the majority of the cash, all the weapons, and in fact, there's going to be nothing invested from Fnatic at all.
How do you go from 7-0 to 9-12? They really just look like they've run out of steam. I mean, those first 7 rounds, they were just gliding through. Everything was working, and Space Soldiers were the ones that were looking a bit distraught. Flusher and Golden holding the B bomb side, and not with very much at all.
Well, maybe during the technical pause, all the Space Soldiers players turn their mouse mat the other way around.
Yeah, there's that. Maybe playing the box game is what distracted them.
Yeah, that is something to note, that during that technical pause, it was a lot more of reflection being done by Space Soldiers, and Fnatic were just having a party. He's still doing some damage in this round. They managed to take a kill. Calyx straight through the smoke. More return, keeping any contention in this round from coming in. And although a couple of low players, in fact 3 very low players, it will still be Space Soldiers to get this 13-9. 3 rounds away from taking us to the 3rd map of Mirage. Keeping this grand final going a little bit longer. 4 rounds needed for Fnatic in a row just to even equal things up. So, a long way back.
Yes, it is. And given the style in which they lost that first map, Space Soldiers, I think for them to put it on a third would be quite a relief for them. Like, it's one thing maybe losing a grand final to Fnatic, but if you don't even sort of get to have your say, you don't even get to really have the impact that you know you can, that must be the most frustrating of all. Space Soldiers absolutely getting a chance to answer back here. Major sneaking in as he has tried before, and he actually gets close to winning that fight. He's done it a couple of times, but I like the idea of just walking in with no utility. Like, you could absolutely catch someone off guard when you do it that early in the round. If you wait until there's like 40 seconds, they're going to be ready. But
JW waiting around the smoke. Been looking for gaps in it, but no gap to be had. Tontaras has been excellent at getting these entries so far. Can he continue? Same stay, in fact, it's Crims to take him down instead, and a smoke thrown out to deny them. JW now steps up as well, and while Paz, only one left, a quick dismantlement of the T side in this round from Fnatic. It will now be 13-10.
Jumpy collecting all the fist bumps. I like it.
Maybe somebody should just work out how many fist bumps he's had over the whole tournament.
Yeah, maybe we could get like a fist bump hypercut, you know. Set to...
That would take ages.
Yeah, it would be a colossal waste of time, but...
I'd watch it.
Yeah, I would too. Set it to the theme of Gangnam Style, and then will be an instant hit, at least for a couple of hours. Just want me to be worth the 20 hours you spent putting it together, but I still feel like you should do it.
T-side still have themselves a buy-in at the moment, obviously winning a few rounds in a row. Yet to see an AWP for Fnatic as of yet. Maybe that's where we'll get to see the aggression of JW a little bit more. He's been fairly passive so far in this game. Once again, looking like the T's are going to try and take control towards his mid position. He's been smoked and mollied off completely. I do like how perfectly those nades just miss each other so that it doesn't give him a chance to give a gap. Someone's clearly spent a lot of time making sure that that's inch perfect.
Crims very close there in the middle. Almost gets run down. Paz heard him running, so heads up play for him. That could have been worth it. Kalik setting up for a smoke, and we're down to 35 seconds, so let's see how this plays out. If Fnatic want back in this game, I think it's going to have to be now. Otherwise, they're simply going to be too late. JW quickly falling back as Crim's going to get the headshot on one. JW, a lot of damage there, and the Molotov actually from his teammate taking down Engine. Major has fallen, Santaras has fallen, and now Paz. Can he do anything else? Not at all. Flawless round here for Fnatic. If you want to build a comeback, starting like that is not a bad idea.
Yeah, well, Crims. He doesn't seem like the fist bump sort of guy, does he?
No, he actually looks like it's annoying to him. It's like, come on.
Maybe he just wants a hug instead. Maybe Jumpy should try that once and see if he gets punched. Then he'll get a fist bump, just not to the fist.
Yeah, so good point. I wonder if that will work in the court of law. If you punch someone and just claim you were trying to fist bump them, but
you missed
but
severely.
Yeah.
Or if you say high five, then it's not that far away.
Yeah. Good. You should try it. Try that one day. See what happens.
Are you telling everybody at home to try and punch someone in the face? I feel like you're a bad influence on people. Like, you're trying to get them to do stuff with LEDs, and now you're trying to get people to punch people in the face.
Do you think I could be liable if people do it?
Potentially.
All right. Well, let's hope not. If you do and you end up going to court, then try and wear LEDs in court and see what happens.
Oh God.
I wonder if you're allowed to. I think you might not be.
Let's move away from this. Flusher finds the openers. Antares will be down very early on in this round. Engine only has a Mach 10. does have a chance to go and retrieve the rifle of his teammate. They are just probably a little bit wary that now they don't have any control towards Banana at all. It definitely looks like the Swedes have sort of had that realization moment of this map may be slipping away from us, so we've seen the wake up of Crims. Also utility being expended. There's a little bit of a gap in the edge of that smoke, but I don't think it will give too much vision. And well, there we go. Engine should just be ready to retrieve that AK. Same amount as they started, but same amount as the CT side as well, which is never a good sign.
No, definitely not. 45 seconds. When they turn this corner and Flusher spots them, Golden's going to put out the smoke right afterwards. There it is, and they're going to have to challenge it. They just don't have the time. Golden with a great kill, but also a lot of damage onto Engine. Not sure what Flusher was doing. That's a little bit crazy. He could have just played it safely, and they would have almost 100% won this round. Now, if Engine can come up with even one kill, it's going to get a little bit interesting. 2 versus 3. He's very low on health, so hiding in the corner, hoping for the best. Calyx going to pick up a kill there, taking down JW, and just like that, it's a 2-on-2. Engine hiding in that corner, but it's going to get checked by Lekro, and that's a problem. Calyx now looking for the quad kill clutch. He's already got the triple. Crims right in front, and the spray is in. Calyx going to be able to pick it up. Very well done. Space Soldiers now one step closer. Some fundamental mistakes in that one for Fnatic.
Yeah, the just sheer aggression of Flusher in such an advantageous position. You could see a slight sort of look on his face of not happy about that one. And well, now the CTs, they've given a lifeline back to Space Soldiers, giving them the momentum again.
He also collected no fist bumps that round, so what a shame.
Maybe they didn't deserve them. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. JW finally picks up this AWP. He's taking that peek into middle. Trying to find that opener. Won't spot anything out. T-side playing fairly passive at the moment. We'll see the spam through to try and stop somebody such as JW going for the aggressive spot. In fact, he's just going to have to fall back towards the site.
Quite helpful to Fnatic that the round that they won, they picked up, they had 5 people survive it. Because when you're going to get reset that early on, it's not bad at all to have somebody to work with. Flusher at the corner, Golden up there, even with a Zeus in hand. Well, at least in his pocket.
Smoke will hold back the T's just that little bit longer. Golden actually still has a full set of utility as well, so HE already doing damage. Smoke will fall to hold them back even longer, and he's still got an incendiary as well. Wow. It's happening again where they're just whittling away at these players, and they've got to try and rush through. Instead, Flusher, he picks up 2 through the smoke. Golden will fall, but Flusher's making up for the previous round. 3 kills found. Excellent utility usage coming out from Fnatic as well.
Yeah, that was a monstrous grenade as well. Flusher landed on top of Banana, so he helped himself set up for the spray that was coming in right afterwards.
Self-assist.
Self-assist, exactly. Worked out really well.
Another tactical pause. It's almost back-to-back.
Yeah, I think that's a good call, right? If you're Space Soldiers, it's all on this. If you fire the Zeus into the water, you're going to kill all the fish. Do you know that? Because that is a form of fishing, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure that's an illegal form of fishing in a lot of places.
Always with the law, aren't you? Always, always worrying about that.
I feel like it would be a bit... That's a good way to just ruin any population of fish, like just kill all species.
Yeah, but listen, how often do you see any police on the water? I mean, like, what are they... Do you think they're hiding in nature?
I feel like just if all the fish in one spot died, they might put a few over there.
Never going to find out. Flusher with his back turned, trying not to get flashed. Instead, he's going to get run over. Well, that's a way to win a round. Centaurus picking up 2 instant kills with a UMP. They have dropped very low on health from, what, early grenades, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I wonder if the CTs are actually going to go for this. They'll definitely have the weaponry advantage. JW pushing back in with the AWP. flash from his teammate, going to leave him completely blind. Crims definitely looking to try and find something back, but as of yet, they've still killed nobody. One round the corner. In fact, Paz wins the duel. Lekro quickly finds two, however. They may not expect the player over in darkness. All left onto JW. He's just going to grab whatever he can and run away. Has the AWP still. May actually be able to catch one more in the exit, at least make things more costly. Never mind, the bomb does it for him.
We've really seen some weird mistakes coming out of the Fnatic team here on Inferno. That one round from Flusher, and then this one where both the players on B they don't even get a chance to react. They just get run over.
And now, well, money.
The guy that's playing sandbags, for all I care, could sit with his back turned and not get flashed, but then the other guy has to be ready to cover him, right? Both players can't get caught out off position. That's just too much.
Both teams, the money's a problem. They're trying it again. This time Golden with the MP9. He'll win the opening duel. Flusher has found another and looks to just fade back through the smoke. The rest of his team are the ones with the weaponry, so should have a lot to do. In fact, he goes through the Molotov. Big play from Flusher, does more damage onto Major as well, and leaves it back into a 3v2.
Just Flusher things, so hard to control. Unquestionably one of the craziest players we have in the game. Let's see if they can finish this off. Just need one more round. Space Soldiers might not be this one. Engine going to be going down. And Fnatic moving a little bit closer. They're playing for overtime now. They need another 2 rounds to make that happen.
Yeah, all that was defending that B site was an MP9 on Golden and Flusher with the CZ. They stacked all the weaponry over towards A, and they still managed to win the round just based off some ludicrousy from Flusher. Actually going to call a tactical pause themselves. Of course, the T side, they only had one player survive in the round before. So they're now left in a similar scenario where they don't have any cash. They have the decision to make of whether or not they're going to buy or save and play for the final round, the full 30. Either way, it's such a high pressure position, and I do have to wonder if this goes to overtime. I'm worried for Space Soldiers.
Yeah, this has been a roller coaster in terms of who's actually had the momentum. Because Fnatic must have been feeling great, but then they just kind of disappeared from the game for a while. Yeah. And then at that point, Space Soldiers surely are thinking, well, this is it. We can really do this. And now, who knows? A lot of pressure here on the Turkish side. Engine with that solo AK-47. Is it enough for an opening? Getting his teammates to cross for him so that he could return a kill in case anything happens, but would have to be some beautiful headshots for this to work out, I think.
And of course, probably the biggest tournament, or at least final for Space Soldiers they've had. We'll see if they can get close to closing it here. It's not looking likely. Golden sprays down 3. This round is as good as done. Calyx has managed to retrieve the AK-47, but doesn't have any armor. Still manages to find one, but Flusher is quick to trade, and no bomb plant available means that there's still going to be limitations going into round number 30. They'll have AKs on the majority of players, but of course the one solitary AK bought in the last round will leave them with troubles again.
Man, that bomb plant would have been worth a lot. If they could have had that, they would have had such a better buy in this round, but it wasn't meant to be. Flusher not giving them anything here. We've got a match worthy of a grand final, I feel like now. 15-14, moving into the 30th round. Double AK, double UMP. What can they do?
They're literally taking the tactical pause to win themselves each of these individual rounds. That's now 3 taken over, what, 6 rounds?
Yeah.
And it's only because they, every time they win one, they instantly lose one back.
Yeah, that's been really rough, hasn't it?
Seems like they're working, though. Calyx 28-13. No one else in the server is even close. Flusher next with 20. The same on Zontares. JW, waiting to see him have One of the more explosive rounds. Got that AWP in hand once again. And as said, the T's, they are going to have some limitations. Antara's waiting. Not going to spot anything out just yet. Almost gets caught with that timing. It's the battle of the headshot machine of Space Soldiers and that AWP on JW.
Yeah, he doesn't want to stick around forever because he doesn't really know about second mid or indeed apartments, but you could tell that he was trying to flex a little bit, JW, trying to see if he could make it work. Now, what are they setting up for? The fact that a bomb is still back there makes me a bit suspicious. Thing is, if they wanted to fake A and run B instead, they kind of need to take control of top banana. Like, it's very dangerous to just blindly fake A and then run B, and then you might run into, you know, too much of a stack on the other side. And that's what they're doing now. So, good fundamentals here for Space Soldiers. Down to 40 seconds now. Almost out of utility, but Golden has been doing a really good job of holding on to the utility, and he still has that Molotov primed now, I think. He's waiting for the call again for flusha. And looks like they want to crunch through the CT spawn. Are they going to be able to make it? That Molotov could be huge. It's already down on the other side, holding those two players back, but flusha goes down, leaving Golden alone on the bomb side. In the back, there's Golden with a headshot, then taking down past the flashbang is great. It holds them back. 15 seconds. They've got to make it onto this side. Golden picking up a big kill, and now it's a 2 versus 4. JW coming in, and that's overtime. Huge triple for Golden. It's not every day that he's going to be the one standing out, but that was a massive defense coming out of him. And again, like, you're not going to get any credit from a lot of players or a lot of people watching for doing this, but just having that utility at all times is really, really heads up. It's worth so much.
Yeah, very good at buying time and also staying alive in the back of the side. He goes down, the round is almost definitely over, and the strategy from Space Soldiers, there was nothing wrong with it. It was actually a very good take going on towards that side, getting the opener, having the wraparound as well. The fact is, it doesn't matter anymore. We head into overtime. We've got that AWP onto JW once again. No counter needed from Space Soldiers. And actually, Golden was one of the sort of players lagging behind on Fnatic not too long ago, but he's now caught right back up to the rest of the pack.
Yeah, and think about the position that he's playing most of the time on B bomb side. He's basically just flusha's minion. Flusha's the
utility man.
Yes, flusha's spotting. Then Golden's supposed to put up some grenades. Then flusha tries to get the kill. And if flusha dies, then Golden likely is going to be, you know, 1 versus 4 in that bomb site. Yeah. So, yeah, either he's not going to get any kills, or flusha's going to, you know, take, and then he's going to die, or flusha's going to take the kills. Like, that's the most likely outcome of that kind of setup. It's a great setup. I'm not saying they shouldn't do it, but that's how it's been playing out a lot of the time.
One of the sacrifices of an IGL a lot of the time.
Yeah, and you wouldn't want to do it the other way anyway, because flusha is just that good. So, yeah. Makes perfect sense. Although, just as we are praising them all the way to the heavens, they've actually given up almost all of their utility, and that's in spite of the fact that now they had all the money. So, shaking my head at Fnatic now. What are you doing?
T-side, in the meantime, have an abundance, but only 40 seconds left on the clock. Looking like they're going to try and gather up towards this side again. Maybe going to go for a similar sort of strategy with that wraparound available. The interesting position for me is JW. He's all the way back this time, holding for any sort of cross. This is perfect if they try to wrap around already. Manages to catch one, and I think this means that they know roughly what is going on the smoke wall, but there is still utility, at least a bit of it. One found, second actually for Engine, and flusha just hiding in the corner. Are they going to check the angle? It doesn't look like it. Should be a free kill, and he's just waiting. So patient from flusha. He could just win this round. Waits for the bomb plant, sprays one, but doesn't get it instead. Just the bomb plant denied would have been enough, but instead into a 2v1. Crims spots out behind, catches Major, and leaves it onto Engine. This first round of OT swinging back and forwards. The question is, can Crims now clutch it out? No, he can't. Engine with 4 kills. Space Soldiers take the first round on the T side.
I would love to be able to rewind time and see what would happen if flusha goes directly for the guy planting the bomb. He's not very happy with it. You have to. This might not be immediately evident watching from home, but it is so hard when you're playing in a grand finals not to kill the first guy coming in. Everything tells you to just do that. So even holding on, sometimes what we call the trigger discipline, is it is not easy. And he almost got it. I mean, surely if he gets both those kills, then that's it. That's round.
Yeah. There's not. Well, I think there's only 5 seconds left on the clock, so he would have denied the plant. And it almost happens anyway with the spray through the smoke, but hindsight, a very powerful tool.
It's my favorite thing.
Yeah, and it may be something that really they live to regret. It's the first round on the T side will go the way of Space Soldiers. Of course, 16K MR3 means that unless you're buying a hell of a lot of AWPs or auto snipers, you're not going to be running out of money over on this CT side, which is the normal burden of 10K. All the T's gathered up in middle at the moment. A little bit of a lurk from Zontaris, but there's the push through from JW. Catches one as the smoke fades away, repositions towards this arch spot, and they know he's going to be there, but Paz, wonderful pre-fire. Zontaris has now found another and leaves it onto one man on the site, but there's another in library. Flusher has found one.
And you make it into the bomb side, and he had the bombs. That was good news. That Molotov, though, no, it's not going to push it too much. Just up on the box, and he'll be just fine. Flusher and Golden now. Can they go for the retake? They would need some sort of entry engine. That's a little bit dangerous. He almost gets himself killed doing that, but now I think there might be a little bit too much pressure here on the remaining CTs. What are they going to do? Smoke in once. They need to find an entry, and it has to be right now. Running into the site, they find both of them, and down in the pit, Calyx still alive, and he's going to be able to pick it up, making it a double. That was so close. And I've got to say, what an absolutely disgusting headshot from Paz onto JW.
Yeah, it's 2 rounds now on the T side for Space Soldiers. Of course, we saw them at the beginning of this match with sort of economy constraints, and then they strung all of the remaining rounds together over on their CT side. So with plenty of cash available, Space Soldiers may be set now. Early nade down, not going to do a huge amount of damage. And Major, again, just looking to probe towards this mid position. We've seen Crims go a little bit aggressive, try and find the opener, but it's Major to get rid of JW. Trade not quite going to be there. They now know where Crims is. Actually, the second player is around this apps as well. Lecro sprays, but Major wins that battle as well. The in-game leader looking to try and drag this home for his team. Calyx catches Crims, and now only 2 remain.
Not the kind of overtime that Fnatic were hoping for, obviously. A bit strange now that they had all the money. There's at least a couple of good kills, and Golden will pick up one more, making it a double. Now he needs to take care of Calyx, and it won't be an easy fight. He's a single bullet away from death, and Calyx has got all the health in the world. Puts in a grenade, and Calyx just holding the angle, and he steps in and goes down. It's, what, 3 rounds out of the last 5 or something that Calyx have almost, I think, managed to pick up on his own. He's had quite a few 1 versus X situations and has done extremely well. They win all the rounds in the first half of overtime and just need 1 more to put us onto Mirage.
And you have to remember that it was a 7-0 start for Fnatic in this game, and then the half ended 8-7 in their favor. So we know that once the money gets going, the CT side definitely do have the potential to drag this through. Of course, the third map, if it comes about, will be Mirage. CT side not opting for an AWP. JW will continue with this AWP. I'm loving the fact that there's no real, I don't think there's anybody under like 18 kills in the server at the moment. Everybody is awake. It's just Calyx is far and above. I think he's got 32. Again, nobody else even close.
Really quite impressive game from him. Now let's see what Fnatic can bring us here. They did have a really good run in the first half of regulation. They won 7 rounds in a row on T side. This time trying to open it up. Santaras, though, going to win the fight. Does step on a grenade, but they're going to be satisfied with that. That was actually one of the fights that Santaras lost multiple times when they were on the CT side. Flusher creeping his way in, quick to react, and that leaves Major in a little bit of trouble. He's also swapped places with Engine that was playing over here in regulation, and Engine was just an absolute rock-solid player in that position. And he's going to go down over to the boiler room instead. Crims will drop him. Can Paz sneak through? Can he stop the bomb from going down? Otherwise, Calyx is miles away when this bomb drops. That's maybe an issue.
Such a long rotation back. Not a whole lot of utility either for the CT side to get into this site. JW and Golden, well, JW does actually have a Molotov for the bomb. Won't be anything that the CTs can really do about it. They don't have a smoke. Well, actually, they found one, but it won't matter. Peek out from Golden. He gets both kills. First round in this second half of overtime goes the way of Fnatic, but they'll need both to take this to a second of overtime.
Very good job. Looked like it was about to go wrong, but individual play from Flusher, sneaking on in.
Golden's now overtaken JW and Lekra, in fact.
Yeah, he's really started to come alive. It's not bad at all. 18 to 16. Fnatic need 2 more rounds to bring us into double OT. No more mistakes can happen here. They have made quite a few big ones, I think, Fnatic, here on Inferno that could really come back to haunt them. The longer this goes on, the more you wonder about that 2 versus 4 earlier. Pushing in close here. Fnatic going to be right on the bomb side by the time they grenade on in, but not really doing much damage. That's interesting.
Yeah, Santaras just able to get himself away from those grenades. It is going to be a bit of a push towards this B site, but the smoke will hold them back a little longer. Flusher trying to find something through it, but as of yet, nothing can be found. CT side still with this 2-pronged defense. Actually going to go for the boost over the top of the plant pots. However, the T's in the meantime have opted to try and go back towards this B site. Major gets the opener. The bomb in the meantime rotates back again. They've only got 35 seconds left on the clock. Okay, there's not a whole lot of utility for Space Soldiers to slow them down, but they've already got damaged players, and they really need this round. Of course, Fnatic, this will be going to a 3rd map if they lose it. Peek out, Zontaris actually goes down. Engine up above does damage, but doesn't quite manage a kill. In fact, finds one through the smoke instead. So many low players, surely this retake will come in.
The backpedaling headshot through the smoke. JW pushing through. What on earth is happening in this round? Now it's a 3-on-3. Every single player on Fnatic very low on health. And Golden hiding right there. Calyx hasn't seen him yet. He's going to spot it out, and that's the kill. There's still plenty of time on that bomb. They need to hold on, Fnatic. Otherwise, they're going to go to map number 3. Major pushing in, looking for the opening. Flusher gets one, and now it's all on JW. In the back, he goes down. Paz will take care of him, and that's going to be the defuse. GGs have been called, and we're going to go to map number 3, ladies and gentlemen. The grand final goes the distance.
Yeah, and I'm excited as well. Mirage will be the final map. A map that both of these teams enjoy playing. A map that both these teams have actually made what I would call mistakes on during this very tournament. Fnatic almost losing to the Japanese side, SZ, and also, and actually I think a loss came in versus Team 1 by Space Soldiers as well. Again, a map that they were expected to win. Fnatic, of course, yeah, you have to call into question the fact they were so far in the lead early on, and that first half seemed to slip away from them.
Yeah, some pretty grave mistakes, I think, that they're going to have to be going through after the game, and you know, maybe the community will as well. That was interesting, I would say. It looked like they had it in the bag, and now it's up for grabs again. Again, the difference is, you know, 300,000 for second and 800 for first place. So pretty
$500,000.
sizable difference here. We're going to go to a break, then we're going to come back with map number 3. Stay with us, and we'll be right back.